Good evening and welcome to Match of the Day, which comes from Stamford Bridge, home of Chelsea FC.
Now, this is an idea that John Neal, the Chelsea manager, who himself is incidentally recovering well from heart surgery in the summer. He's working three-quarter pace at the moment. He wants Chelsea to come out alongside their opponents in as many matches as possible this season to help spread a spirit of goodwill around the stadium and in the crowd. So referee Brian Hill from Kettering leads the two teams out together. Kevin Ratcliffe and Colin Pates, the two young captains, followed by the two goalkeepers who are great buddies from their days in North Wales together. And so the second division champions are welcomed alongside the FA Cup holders. And just bear in mind that Chelsea on the right have started well. They've taken 4 points from their opening two fixtures. Everton, who are wearing their change strip tonight, well, Howard Kendall has seen their form slip rather at the start, and he's alongside John Hollins there, Chelsea coach now. Howard's team have lost their opening two league fixtures, having won the Charity Shield prior to that. So let's check on the two lineups for tonight's match. Chelsea are in fact unchanged because Kerry Dixon passed a fitness test today. There's no place for Welsh internationals Joey Jones or Mickey Thomas, he's the sub, and John Bumstead is not quite fit, so Dale Jasper, who's a promising 20-year-old, continues in midfield. Moving across then to the Everton side, it's the one which beat Liverpool in the Charity Shield at Wembley. That was possible because number 10, Paul Bracewell, who came from Sunderland, passed a fitness test on a bruised foot this afternoon, and it will shortly be interesting to see quite how this Everton side react to having had two defeats in their league matches since then. And so Brian Hill gets the match started. Chelsea in all blue, playing from left to right. Here's David Speedie. Back to Doug Rugby, who came in the summer from Aberdeen, and Speedie was onside. Howard Kendall will be watching this rather anxiously because Everton have conceded goals already this season from balls which have been recrossed after they thought they'd cleared. Just over a quarter of an hour gone. Speedy's header, and Dixon, and they nearly let another one in from a similar position. That's the Chelsea 1-2 of Speedy and Dixon.
Well, the first real attempt on goal, breaking the stalemate, coming after around 15 minutes.
Nevin. Can he wriggle his way out of that tight area with three defenders round him? He knows the way. Jasper. Chipped in for Dixon, that's useful. And Bailey missed it, and Dixon hit the bar.
Well, that was a delightful ball from young Dale Jasper. Dixon was the one that snapped it, but just look at the pass coming up now, look. Delicately chipped in the air, perfectly in his path, got a bit of luck with the bounce, but that's how he relishes taking a shot at goal. Loves the opportunity, never mind the misses, he adores those he scores.
Now Gary Stevens. Out to Trevor Steven. 3 in the centre for Everton, 4 now. Stevens again. And Nijveski didn't judge that, and Richardson pulled it back to Sharp, and Sharp had a chance, 2 chances, and failed to take them. Very much Everton's problem there. And Bailey may give them another. Southall's had to come out, used his head effectively. Jasper, Nevin. Well, the point was made at the start that Everton's finishing still was part of their game they weren't happy with, and Eddie Nijveski there must have thought that Graham Sharp was favourite to score, but he failed on 2 counts. Certainly not in the way of creating scoring chances or opening up the defence, but Nevin's trying to do just that here, and has succeeded, and can they catch him? Still Nevin, and he just lost control when it mattered most. He was going all the way, Peter Reid couldn't reach him, he was a good couple of yards behind. And then Southall, who's very good at coming out anyway in a 1-against-1, got the luck of the draw. Heath is threatening Chelsea here. It was just the sort of run that we've been waiting for and hoping for. Here's Nevin again. Now, there could be a through ball on here for David Speedie, but Southall so fussed to see those things happening in front of him. It's a good clearance too, right up to Heath. And it puts Everton into an attacking position from what, for a moment, appeared to be a dangerous defensive one. Neville Southall coming well out. Heath hoping for a mistake by McLaughlin, it didn't come. And Pates, useful looking ball, that it's put Speedie on his way. Dixon's in the centre, Cannaville's joining him there, and so is Nevin. Speedie's cross, Dixon's header, and he got away from his marker, did Kerry Dixon. Well, that was a good run by Speedie, and when the cross came in, neither Bailey nor Mountfield was really picking up Dixon, and Ratcliffe is now sorting it out with his fellow defenders, but that was an opportunity. Bailey is looking for Sharp, but before he can find him, the referee has blown the half-time whistle. There's no score. Chelsea will feel they've had the better opportunities, mainly when Kerry Dixon crashed that shot against the crossbar, and then in the closing minutes of the half placed a header wide of the post when he got away from the defenders. But by and large, defenders on both sides had quite a comfortable time there. There weren't too many scoring opportunities. Everton played it pretty tight. Chelsea, as the home side, being asked to make the pace. But at half-time in this Cannon League First Division match at Stamford Bridge, the score is promoted Chelsea 0, FA Cup holders Everton 0. Howard Kendall, who remembers this ground very well as a player, scored a memorable goal here in a Charity Shield match some years ago when Everton were champions and Chelsea were FA Cup holders. Everton are in the silver grey. There's no score. Nevin. Oh, and Speedie got through there, and Dixon with a chance. And that was probably the best chance he's had. Better than the two in the first half. It was well set up by Speedie, who got away from the defence, cut it back, and Dixon, well, very much the wrong side of the post. Good play earlier in the move by Nevin too. Oh, and that was a good effort. Sharp and Mountfield are proving difficult there for Chelsea to pick up. Sharp came in behind Mountfield and didn't miss by much. Sharp with the header. They've got to make it pay. They can. This is Trevor Stephen. Reed. In by Bracewell, and Richardson's coming up on the left. And coming inside, and that's a good goal. And Richardson shows again what a good little finisher he is when he gets the sight of goal. And produces what the strikers couldn't do, a goal to put Everton into the lead. He got one or two useful goals last season, Kevin Richardson, and when that ball went over Colin Lee's head, he came back inside the fullback. Nijveski was covering his near post, but Richardson found a gap. Through Kevin Richardson. Well, Spackman there was the player who went in rather too high, and it gives Jimmy Hill a chance to talk not just about the tackle, but about the goal.
Well, I've always liked Kevin Richardson, there's no question about it. He's a fine player who loves to score, but just look now, really Colin Lee there had his eye on the player and not the ball. He really was sleeping. It did show a lot of initiative, the way that he flicked the ball back with his right foot to go past him, but on the other hand, Lee, for a moment, just, it was like a statue there, Almost perhaps like he was in his centre-forward days when a player went past him. It was not so important now, but it is important when you're in the full-back position.
Cannaville with the corner. Rugby was there. Oh, that's an overhead kick by Nevin. It stayed in play too, and Richardson cleared. Acrobatics from Pat Nevin. Came in the 57th minute. Trevor Stephen. Good effort. Oh, good save by Nijveski. Another example of a wide player cutting in for a shot. Trevor Stephen this time. Came inside Doug Rugby. Saw the possibility of the far corner, and Nijveski at full stretch. Corner to Everton. Heath. Oof, if he'd met that with a full-blooded volley, could easily have been 2-0. And they'll be looking to Lee to get some length here. Speedy going towards him. And Cannaville and Nevin, and it had to be helped off the line there with Southall very pleased. Trevor Stephen taking up the position on the goal line, and as Colin Lee put the ball in there, you'll see what happened. It was flicked on. Nevin had the final touch, and Stephen, and there's a foul in the area, which gives Everton a free kick. And Chelsea will have to hurry now. We're going into time being added on for stoppages. And there certainly isn't much of that. And John Bailey and Cannaville having a kick after the final whistle, and the linesmen have to step in. An ugly incident there with the game officially over, and Cannaville being held back there by the linesman with the yellow flag. Michael Topping, otherwise that could have got ugly, or more so than it was. John Hollins having to come in there and take Cannaville away. John Bailey, the Everton player, involved. So an explosive finish to what has proved to be Chelsea's first defeat in 20 Cannon League matches, their first defeat in Division 1 since promotion, and Everton's first league points of the season, picked up with a 1-0 win. A match which hinged very much on a miss by Kerry Dixon early in the second half, followed by a good Everton spell, culminating in the goal from Kevin Richardson on 57 minutes. After that, Everton were practiced and knowledgeable in the way they kept the lead, and John Hollins' Chelsea side didn't quite have the edge or the imagination to pull it back. So the final score at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 0, Everton 1.
Well, one man who'll be relieved tonight is Howard Kendall, Bob, Everton's manager. Those heady days at the end of last season, and you start off, you beat Liverpool in the Charity Shield, and all of a sudden you've got no points from 2 games, and you wonder what's happened.
Yeah, he's obviously had something to say to them at half-time, Howard, because they were very negative the first half, and we were talking about offside traps being really not very good for the game. You can say that again, and it's beautifully illustrated in the performance in the second half. I mean, Paul Bracewell, Peter Reid, all started picking balls up, started going forward, started being positive, and suddenly they took the game by the scruff of the neck, and Chelsea really never got in it. It was, but I think he obviously shook them up and said, you know, come on lads, you know, we might as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb. Let's go out and try and do something positive. And they did, and they looked a really good team second half.